spineless, lefty fucking wing pass. Put him off, mate.
How can an extremist be against extremism? We know that in the ranks there are ex-EDL, ex-National Front.
Do people actually realise what's happening in this country? My name is Saf and I've been playing football for over 20 years. Football is my passion. I breathe it, I live it, I love football. Growing up in the 90s, I remember watching Michael Owen, Steve McManaman and Steven Gerrard ripping up the pitch. And that's when I decided, yeah, Liverpool's my team. But as well as remembering the glory, I also remember the racism. Football hooliganism really started to take hold in the 1970s, when organised hooligan gangs from rival teams would often cause mayhem and chaos on and off the pitch. But something else happened in English football in the 70s that really spurred them on: black football players. They were mostly Caribbeans from the Windrush generation, but they were entering football at a time when racial tensions were high in Britain and the National Front, a fascist political party, was peaking in popularity. Black football players were subjected to regular racial abuse from fans of rival teams. Monkey chants were the norm, racist abuse or being pelted at with banana skins, a weekly occurrence. Pass, pass, pass! These kids won't remember, but it was called the English disease, and after peaking in the 80s, it was supposed to have dwindled, with one sports commentator describing it as just a cold sore, until 2017 and the birth of the Football Lads Alliance. The Football Lads Alliance, or the Democratic Football Lads Alliance, which they're now known as, was set up after the Westminster and Manchester terror attacks in 2017. They say they're not racist, but against all forms of extremism. The Premier League says they're using football as a vessel to push their anti-Muslim agenda. But when there was an attack on this Finsbury Park mosque at the end of the summer of 2017, the Football Lads Alliance defended the attacker, Darren Osborne, by saying he was just being used as a scapegoat. The Democratic Football Lads Alliance, or the DFLA, are marching through London today. But they're not going to be the only football fans on the street. The Football Lads and Lasses Against Fascism is a new group to counter the DFLA, and I'm going to meet founder Lee and the rest of the group.
We all come from the same sort of communities and backgrounds. We're working class people, and we see the need to unify people in our communities rather than divide them. The DFLA is about division. We're about unifying people. You have people like Tommy Robinson now being indulged by the mainstream press. The other night, Newsnight gave him a whole section to himself for no apparent reason. Right? He's not in the news at the moment. They create the news and they create these people as celebrities.
They build up someone, and I'm talking about extremism. You talk about Anjem Chowdhury. They made him to be the spokesman of all Muslims. Who give him? He doesn't speak for me. He doesn't speak for most Muslims I know.
They say that they're not racist, but they're against all forms of extremism.
Who isn't? I am.
How can an extremist be against extremism?
Yeah, that's a contradiction.
You know, because they are extremists. And we know that in the ranks there are ex-EDL, ex-National Front, ex-BNP.
The working class were the ones who pushed them off the streets so they can go back in their homes and brood for the last 30 years. But they're back. And it's only the working class will be able to move, to be able to change it, and that's why we're here.
So the Football Lads and Lasses Against Fascism are on their way now to the march, and I think we're going to go and join them. So we've literally just got off the tube. We travelled with the Football Lads and Lasses Against Fascism, and as soon as we got off the tube, we've just actually seen that the counter demo to the Football Lads Alliance is just behind us. We're actually in the heart of the counter demonstration, so I think we're going to go check it out and see who we can meet and what voices we can get from the counter demonstration. So why are you here today?
So we've organised this demo to try and counter the narrative that the far right are making, where they're using the phenomenon of like English women to be protected from a racialized menace coming in as migrants. The best response to this is a feminist response. We don't want the far right to speak for us. We don't want their protection. We don't want anything like that. We're here to counter the far right.
Is the Football Lads Alliance a threat?
They're a very violent bunch. They're actually like the football hooligans, thugs, racist attackers.
Does the Football Lads Alliance say that they're not racist? Is that not true?
Ah, please. They're the EDL toddlers. They're the little kids. They're the ones that have been brainwashed to come and attack people.
And why are you wearing this helmet today?
Well, because if I don't wear this gear, one, it's intimidating for them. Like if ever they come near me, they'll think twice before they launch a fist at my head. But the second thing is, if my face is out there, they can attack me. I could be walking down the street and the scum cowards, they're not attacking ones, they're attacking fives.
White supremacy is the enemy! White supremacy is the enemy! One struggle, one fight!
So we're at one of the counter demonstrations now. There's two. This one is a feminist bloc and an anti-fascist movement as well. Nobody's seen the Democratic Football Lads Alliance yet, but I think we're going to go have a look for them now.
They knocked me over.
John, you know that,
knocked
madam.
the phone out of my
Fascist
hand,
pigs, that's
and
what
I
they
was
are,
being
yeah.
trampled. I'm a 60-year-old man, and these people smashed me to the floor and took the phone out of my hand. I was almost trampled by the crush of people coming through. It's disgusting.
I think they're trying to keep you away from the counter demo.
We organised the demo. How can a counter demo go against us? We're all free unwashed, lefty fucking wing bastards. Put them off,
Did you record what the people done, the police done to
As a
me when I was
person,
on the
do you
street?
agree with
I
FGM?
knocked 60
So why are you
years
letting
of
them do it? Why
And
do
I
you
was
letting
almost-
I don't let anyone do anything.
Fuck all of you.
people... Like,
I don't think FGM's good. Who lets poo do FGM?
so who does it? Who do you think does it? You want me to say the N-word? I'm not going to say that to entertain you.
Man the poo. So it's just turned 4 o'clock and we've just got to the second counter demo. We're going to have a little chat with people here and speak to the organisers and see how their day has gone.
I'm here from Jewish Voice for Labour. 18 years ago, Pastor Niemöller said, first they came for the Jews. This time we have to say, first they came for the Muslims, then they're going to come for the Jews like me, then for you, and you, and you, and you.
So how has today been for you?
Today's been a very good day. We outnumbered the fascists because there was 2,000 of us and they didn't get the kind of numbers that they wanted to do. We don't believe that that means they've gone away. We're at a serious juncture inside Europe and in the world, I think, around fascism and racism. And the impact of Islamophobia has meant that every other racism has grown. People like UKIP, who would keep away from the BNP, are now meeting up with Steve Bannon, who's meeting up with Boris Johnson, who's meeting up with Michael Gove. So what you have is racist populism facilitating Nazis. My friends who survived the Holocaust were part of the Jewish community tell me when they heard Hitler on the radio, they used to laugh. They used to say, this guy's an idiot. He's explaining the economic crisis of what happened in the whole of the world because of people's ethnic race or their religion. I think the same demonisation is taking place against the Muslim community. If we do not fight the legitimisation of Islamophobia, we're going to have a second Holocaust. The last Holocaust was analogue. The next Holocaust will be digital.
Hearing what that guy just said really hit it home. Has racism even changed? Why are we still having the same conversations that we were having decades ago? It's only 4:30 and, you know, everyone's already gone home and back to their normal lives, and it just makes me think, do people actually realise what's happening in this country?